Hello everyone, and welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I am your host, Alex. Today, we're diving into a paper called FusionAudio 1.2M, towards fine-grained audio captioning with multimodal contextual fusion. The researchers tackle a key problem: automatically generating text descriptions for audio, or audio captioning, often produces results that lack detail. This is because current methods typically rely on unimodal information, meaning just the audio itself. This paper draws inspiration from human hearing by using a multimodal approach, fusing together speech, music, general sounds, and even visual cues from video to create much richer, context-aware captions. And for anyone looking to build on this work, the researchers have made everything public. On their GitHub repository, you can find the complete implementation, links to the new FusionAudio dataset, and their pre-trained models. They've also included all the scripts you'd need for training, evaluation, and even a simple script for quick inference, basically for testing the model out on new audio clips. So, to really visualize this idea of being inspired by human perception, we can look at this first figure. It shows a simple diagram of a brain receiving different sensory inputs. You can see separate streams for music, speech, general audio, and even visual information. These all feed into a central fusion area, which combines them to produce what the diagram calls acoustic understanding. This is a great conceptual model for the paper's entire approach, where they use specialized AI models for each of these streams, and then a large language model to perform that final fusion. Alright, and this next table really brings that fusion concept to life with a concrete example. It shows a side-by-side comparison of captions generated for the same audio clip, which has a video of a motorcycle. The older methods, well, they struggle a bit. One model hallucinates, or makes up, a female voice that isn't there, while another incorrectly places the scene in an engine room. But the caption from FusionAudio is dramatically better. It correctly identifies the continuous motor engine and male speech, and even infers a positive tone. And it uses those visual cues to correctly describe an outdoor environment. This example really shows how combining different inputs leads to a far richer and more accurate description. So that motorcycle example really showed the quality of an individual caption. This next table helps us understand the scale and richness of the entire FusionAudio dataset. It compares FusionAudio 1.2M against other major audio caption datasets. And what really stands out is the average text length. It's over 47 tokens, which is 4 or 5 times longer than older datasets like AudioCaps. This jump in length reflects the extra detail, and the columns on the right show us why. It's the only one that systematically integrates visual, music, and speech cues together, leading to that much richer, more comprehensive description. So, we've seen that the captions in FusionAudio are much richer. This diagram lays out the clever pipeline the researchers built to actually create them. It all starts with the audio clip, which first gets split into vocal and non-vocal tracks. Then, a whole team of specialist models gets to work. One uses automatic speech recognition, or ASR, to transcribe speech, while others handle general sounds, music, and even visual cues from the video. Finally, an LLM synthesizes all these separate pieces of information into one integrated caption, which then goes through a quality filter before being finalized. Okay, so that pipeline creates the dataset, and these charts give us a great statistical snapshot of what's inside. We can see the source audio is mostly music and speech, and we've already talked about how the captions are longer. This distribution plot here really visualizes that, showing a much wider spread compared to older datasets. The bar chart right next to it shows why they're longer, because they contain significantly more detail about things like instruments and emotions. This richness comes from that multimodal approach, with over half the captions integrating cues from video, speech, or music. So we've established the dataset is rich, but the big question is it accurate? With an automated pipeline, you always have to worry about errors and hallucinations. Well, this table provides some assurance, showing results from a manual quality check. The captions scored very high on detailness, getting 2.55 out of 3. And more importantly, they scored a 3.74 out of 5 on hallucination, where a higher score means less made-up information. The table also shows solid inter-annotator agreement, which means the different human reviewers consistently agreed on these scores, giving us confidence in the pipeline's quality. Alright, so the manual checks give us confidence in the quality, and this next figure gives us a visual way to see that quality. These plots are what are known as TSNE embeddings. This is a visualization technique that takes the complex mathematical representation of each audio clip and plots it on a 2D chart, so clips that are semantically similar should appear close together. We're looking at 3 categories here: music in blue, speech in red, and vehicle sounds in gray. In the FusionAudio plot, you can see these really tight, well-defined clusters. The other datasets are much more mixed up. This clean separation shows that FusionAudio has better semantic granularity, meaning it does a much better job at distinguishing between different types of audio. These TSNE plots really drive the point home. FusionAudio isn't just bigger, it's smarter. By cleverly fusing information from video, speech, and music, the researchers have created a dataset that pushes us towards much more detailed and human-like audio understanding. This work paves the way for new models that can describe the world of sound with incredible nuance. That's all for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.